Hi everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Twinset and Purl's Knitting Podcast, episode 53. I know you told me that
Joint episode.
Before we started.
Joint venture. So bad. Sorry.
Hi everybody, welcome back. We are back at Rachel's.
Still glowing.
The weather
Because
is
of the
beautiful today. We actually started, or didn't start at all. We went outside to podcast, but it's just too bright. You can't see.
Yeah, when I have my glasses on, it just looks like I've got no eyes.
Yeah, so we decided to come back inside.
And now we've got to rush
Yeah,
through this. We're going to try and be as quick as we can.
we've got quite a lot to show though. So
And we've got to try and get a chicken in.
yeah. So let's start from the beginning. I'm Jo.
And I'm Rachel.
And we are twins.
If you're new to the podcast.
We're based in the UK. I live in Bristol in the southwest.
And I live near Oxford in the south central, I guess it is.
Yeah. And we design together as Twinset and Purl. You might have seen, if you follow Bird Street Yarn, you might have seen they're doing a little series of highlighting some of our patterns at the moment.
10 days of Twinset
in their beautiful yarn. And we knit a lot, and we just come here every couple of weeks to share our progress on the new designs and all sorts of things.
So we've got bit of admin. We've got a KAL running at the moment called the Knit the Family KAL, which is any of our patterns in our Ravelry group are all the instructions. It ends on 30th of September, so there's still time to knit one of the family. There are loads of shawls and some socks, and we have been picking. It's running on Instagram and Ravelry, or the final prize will be picked from the FO thread on Ravelry, but we have been running it on Instagram with the hashtag Knit the Family KAL. So go and have a look at them. And today we've picked a winner from the Instagram chat, I suppose.
Hashtag.
Because we did one earlier in the KAL, which was 2 skeins of Bird Street yarn, and this time we're doing 2 skeins of Botanical Yarn. So it's 2 skeins is enough to knit a 2 skein shawl, or you could knit a 1 skein shawl. You can knit anything you want with it. But so today we've picked randomly from the
hashtag, and the winner is Angela Makes NI. This is one of Angela's posts. She's been knitting Maggie, she's there, and a Cecil.
Yes.
And some socks which aren't part of the KAL. But
she's been very busy.
I think she's also joining in Ruth's TNP year 24,
which is lovely. That's another KAL. If you didn't knit any of our patterns, you can join in Ruth's KAL, and that runs till the end of the year. And she's just been giving out some amazing prizes. So don't forget, if you're joining in any of our things, you can definitely join in with Ruth.
Yeah. And this is the prize that
she said she said in her last episode that next year she's going to shun us. She's had too much.
People will be fed up of us. Yeah. And this is the prize that's going to Angela. So I hope you like.
I think she does.
Yeah,
I think she will.
Like tealy green.
Angela's testing it for us, isn't she?
Yes.
And she knits a lot of our patterns. So, and then
Angela, let us know your address and
you can email us. The email's in the description box. Description box below, and that down there you can find all of links to our own Instagrams and the store and the Ravelry group, and everything is in there. Sorry, I'm just perspiring.
It's all right,
like a lady.
And
then we have a winner every month. We pick a winner from in our Ravelry group. We have a thread which is show us what Twinset and Purl pattern you're knitting, and that doesn't have to be FO. It's just what pattern of ours you're knitting. So if you're joining in any of the KALs, post in there, and once a month we pick a winner and they win a pattern of their choice from Ravelry up to the value of £10, and it does not have to be one of our patterns. I emphasise the not. Please, people, we're offering you a prize. So, you know, if somebody messaged me and said, I love your such and such socks, I would give them the pattern anyway. You know, it's like, so pick a pattern. Pick a pattern that isn't Twinset and Purl. And the winner is Maisie17, who's knitted, this is her third Edwina cowl, and this is Christmas, what was it?
She said it's a Christmas green for Christmas in July.
It's beautiful. And I think, is it a free pattern?
Yes.
The Edwina cowl.
Edwina cowl's
Yes.
free pattern.
It's obviously the pattern I put on the Edwina socks. So, so Maisie17, get in touch.
Let us know which pattern you like.
And now we'll carry on with normal programming.
So the cowl carries on till the end of September.
Yeah. So then we'll pick, but Jo's away.
Yeah.
So I'll close the thread on September the 30th, the FO thread. And then when she gets back, we will pick a winner. And when we podcast the first time when you get back.
And then we're thinking about what cowl to do next, and which will be November.
I think probably sock. It's going to be socks, isn't it?
Yeah.
So because we've got some lovely one skein prizes to give out. So yeah, so we'll do that, and that's good for Christmas presents, and you know. Yeah.
So I think
maybe one skein projects, and they could do power of 3.
Yeah.
They could do cowls. They could do hat. Yeah.
That'd be quite good. That's quite good for gift knitting as well, coming up to Christmas.
Yeah.
That's quite
good idea, Rach. Ka-ching.
So
not ka-ching. That's I do not mean ka-ching by our patterns. I meant ding. Like, you know, like a light bulb above my head. Cause I don't often have a good idea these days.
So what was I thinking about then? Oh, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who bought the Ruthie.
Oh yeah.
Because Ruthie came out on the 1st of August. So is that the only pattern since did Maurice?
Has that been added to the KAL? In the family?
No.
But you could
knit Ruthie.
Yeah.
So Ruthie came out on the 1st of August, and Ruthie is the
one skein with a bit of lace
version
as well.
Here she is.
Version of Ruth. And Jo knitted hers in the amazing Botanical Yarn Monada pink mohair with some undyed yak, and it looks stunning.
It's beautiful.
And we're seeing a few people starting to make theirs, aren't we? Yeah, so that's really good.
And this one came out yesterday.
I was just going to say, we've already raised over £600 for lamb.
And then this one came out yesterday. It's exclusive for Flock Fiberfest in Seattle this weekend, or on Sophie's website. You can buy kits.
It's called Between Olive and Pine Shawl, which is where the venue is. Yeah, between Olive and Pine Streets,
and that's a nice little one main skein.
Yeah, and those colours,
and that's the Flock colourway for
festival
this year. So yeah, you can get that on Botanical Yarn's website,
and then we'll be able to sell the pattern in a few months' time. So if you don't want to buy the kit, just keep an eye out for. We'll mention them when we're going to publish them.
Yeah.
And so
what are we wearing? Is that what we're on to?
Yeah, let's go do you first, because I'm wearing
well, I'm wearing this. This is by Maurice. One of my.
It's your favourite.
My favourite Maurice. I think it's my favourite because it's so neutral, and I just.
You can tell it's your favourite because you need to de-pill it. Yeah.
It's knit with Kremke lazy linen.
It's lovely.
Which is merino and linen.
It is woolen linen.
Yeah. And this, I think it's called sage green, but I think it looks like beige, and it's just it's totally neutral. It goes with everything. So I wear it a lot to work. I work in one of those offices where you can be really hot one minute and really cold the next. Like the aircon will just suddenly kick in, and you need just a bit of something.
There's
around
nothing
the back of your
worse. Yeah, I was
neck.
gonna say there's nothing worse than having that draft on the back.
Yeah. So I take Maurice in with me nearly every time I go into the office, which fortunately is only a couple of days a week now. So this was the first of the family.
Was it? Oh, the first pattern wasn't the green one was the first one.
Oh, the green Maurice was the first Maurice, but this was the first of the Knit the family. So the green one is a sport weight, and this was the fingering weight. And I'd hoped that I could get it out of 2 skeins, but it took just over 2 skeins. And then there's a version that will be 2 skeins.
And we should just mention that this is going to be one of the patterns featured by John and Claire, because I knitted it in their merino yak in a lovely green called Brando, and which was, I think it was only an FO last time. I think it was. And we have given them a promote there. If you buy the yarn to knit the pattern, you can get 30% if you haven't already bought Maurice and you wanted to buy the yarn, and you see their thing on Instagram. If you ask for the code, they will give you, when you buy the yarn, they will give you the code that gets you 30% off the pattern.
Yeah.
So all the patterns in the 10 days are in the promotion. So you can buy them all and get 30% off, So, or just, but go back and have a look. We're on day 6 today.
So I'm wearing Maurice today, even though it's really warm, because this was the base for your FO.
Yeah, which is the Mr. Bridgerton shawl. I take it off. It's not the easiest to show. You can see.
I think the actual pattern's quite subtle.
It is very subtle.
So,
but it's lovely. It's a lovely knit.
Yeah.
And if you've knitted the Colin socks and you love them, but we can take it off and because I'm not going to keep it on.
No, I'm not keeping this on either.
So I knitted mine in 2 skeins of Botanical Yarn, which is a colourway we don't know. So you did
the lace. The version that was the lace version.
Let's just
of Maurice,
quickly show the pattern close up. So it's a pattern that uses a knit to purl to kind of, I think, garter rib, where you purl on the wrong side.
Is it called broken rib?
Yeah, maybe. And then excuse me, I'm drinking 7-Up. Knit 2 togethers and make one's purl, knit and purl to make the swirl kind of pattern. And this is the pattern that was on the Colin socks, which is why we're calling it the Mr. Bridgerton shawl. And
so Colin was one of the
so
Bridgerton
it's not
patterns.
It's nowhere near as wide as Joe's, and the rest of the pattern. In Maurice, Joe did 3x3 garter rib. And I've just carried on the 2x2 broken rib. So this has been steam blocked, and you can see that it does lie flat. It's like it opens up. What I mean is when you're knitting it, it seems quite really skinny.
Yeah.
And then it opens up.
It opens up with a good block.
Yeah. And it's I think if you wet block it, you could. Yeah. But it's definitely long enough.
Yeah.
Which I think it might be longer than Maurice, but
let's see. Quickly measure him. So it's definitely a lot shallower.
Yeah. Joe's going to do it.
And I think it's the nature of the yarn because it's yours is a superwash.
I knitted it on 3mm needles. Just because for my knitting, I liked how the pattern, the edge showed up. It is a different,
but I'm finding that with my
it's considerably, not considerably, it's that much longer than Maurice, but not as wide. And that might suit a few people who commented on it being quite a big shawl. But
I mean, you could make it shorter by
can't see.
You could make it shorter by not doing quite so many.
There's only 5 repeats in the middle.
Oh, right.
I think.
Oh, yeah. Maybe because you need the repeats on the edge to get the depth.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it's a 2 skein shawl, whereas Maurice's is more than a 2 skein shawl. Yours.
Yeah.
So, so I'm going to be writing the pattern, but because I use Joe's numbers, I can use her Maurice pattern to write this one.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be the first pattern with both our names on. So I don't know how you
Although
do
the
that
first one probably should have been Shallow Arrow, shouldn't it?
Yes, because I lovingly wrote every row out. But that's a long time ago.
Yeah. That was the beginning.
But
of all of it,
happens to be the shawl that they're showing on Bird Street today. Day 6 is Shallow Arrow.
That was the first ever.
Yeah, so you can see there. You can see the lovely.
Yeah.
So I can do that relatively quickly, and we can have a test. I can have a test knit. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I won't say tell me now. It's very difficult to go back in comments.
Yeah.
To check. So that's my first FO. And then my second FO that I'm wearing finally is my Indigo shrug, which I've added sleeves to. In the pattern it's like 4 rows of crochet, but I'm just going to swill around and Joe can help me show you the back bit. So it's...
Oh, I think you're going to need to turn like a bit more. There you go.
So it's...
so it starts
here.
It's
a centre square.
And it does this square, and then you do this.
You do the pattern around 3 sides to make the rectangle, which you sew together there, leaving room for the sleeve.
Yeah.
If you're on. And then you just do this linen stitch, which I've done for sleeves, and then around the whole way around the outside.
Did you just use all the yarn?
I had 10 grams left from I think they're 400, 500 the cotton.
Oh, I'm not sure, because I've knit a lot out of my combs.
Maybe a 500.
The woolly knit cotton combs.
Well, you can knit one from a whirl, which is...
Don't you need a whirlette? Or you need a whirlette for the sleeves?
Yeah, you need a whirl for for the border. But I have to be honest, and I've never gauged. This is the 5th one I've crocheted, and I've never gauge swatched because it's a shrug.
Did you make it bigger this time?
No, I just did it to pattern.
Oh right. I thought you were going to.
I thought I was as well, but then I tried it on, and it's fine, and it.
Yeah, and you can adjust the arm bit. If you want the arm bit narrower or you want it wider,
you can
just sew it a bit more. And
I did do that. I did sew less.
Yeah.
I needed wider arms because I'm a bit of a wider lady these days.
But I don't think that would look, if you had skinny arms, that wasn't going to look bad.
No.
It just...
And then I can wear a long sleeve in the winter, or like this vest now. And it's made out of woolly knit,
the 100% cotton.
But is it combed cotton or something like that called?
Oh, I don't know.
And this is the colourway charcoal. And in some lights it looks kind of inky blue, and in others it looks grey, so it will go with everything, I think. But when I was just finishing off, I was thinking I really want a navy blue one.
Oh, of course you do.
So I
got linen cotton.
I looked at I went to look at the
100% cotton is a 400 gram comb.
Okay, so 400 grams. And I have done like considerably more, and this takes up quite a lot of yarn.
And it is It just says the cotton is durable, soft and sustainable.
Yeah, it's lovely, 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 lovely.
And they've got some beautiful colours.
So yeah, I do see,
something
and I think it's so wearable.
Oh, more colours coming out.
Especially for somebody like me who sits in an armchair a lot.
I like that colour, copper brown.
Make you one.
I need a cone of yarn, like a hole in the head.
Would you like me to make you one?
There's other crochet things I want you to make.
I've got a cone of Coast, a navy blue cone of Coast. I could make one with. Anyway, so I've been making this. It took me about 3 months because I've just recently been focusing on it.
Yeah.
So, but it's very wearable and very pretty, I think.
Yes, it is. It's beautiful.
So,
beautiful stitch.
Yeah. So that's those two things are quite big FOs that are now off my.
Yeah.
So I started August with 9 whips.
Wow. Is that's not a record?
No. This year I've started some months with no whips. Some months with loads of whips.
Oh, right, okay.
So I really want to finish more whips before I cast anything else.
So you've got 5 FOs.
I've got 5 FOs today. I've got 4 whips.
And then what? You've got something. Have you cast anything new on?
Not in August,
right?
But I cast something that's new since the podcast. Yeah. So we do socks now then.
Yeah. I've got 1 FO.
But it's an amazing one. Guess what? She finished her Colin
I finished
socks.
my Collins. And there's a saga.
Yes.
What's the other one?
What did we call it last time? The woe of the toe.
So I was
you got here.
Yeah, I was desperate to finish it for the podcast. And on Friday, I'd been knitting on the foot.
You measured it.
I know. I just measured it one against the other, and I was convinced that I'd done enough. And I came here.
This is the second one. No.
No, that was the second one. I came in and I sat while we were watching TV, and I knit the toe, and then I held them up next to each other, and I was like, oh no, that's short. So I'd missed a 1 repeat of the pattern. So I'd done my toe here rather than here. So I had to unpick everything I'd done, and it was too late. And I was like, right, yesterday.
No FOs for the podcast.
Yesterday there was not very much knitting done because I was on a day out with my husband and some of our friends, and I did a little bit, but not as much as I would if I was normal. Anyway, this morning I got up and I did it.
Hooray!
So
they're done.
They're done, and the yarn is just beautiful.
Yeah.
The yarn was a gift from Maggie for our Advent swap, and I haven't got the tag with me, but it's Anzula Merino Cashmere Nylon
and the maple
in maple, which I think it should be called honey.
Yeah, you say that
every time. But I just love the stitch definition in it.
Yeah.
The heel flap is just a work of art. And like the tonality of the gusset.
Very
love
good,
it.
Jo.
So
another pair of socks.
And
it's not your only pair of socks this year.
No, I finished Anthony, and I knit a pair in that yarn.
Oh yeah.
And I finished Christmas at Bridgerton.
Oh, and you did the Labby NMA that we gave away.
Yeah. I've done quite a lot of socks this year. But my next pair are going to be all in this broken rib.
Yeah.
I've got some Pixie BFL bamboo that I'm going to use.
Lovely. Look forward to seeing those.
No nylon in them, but I think
the bamboo.
I think they should be all right.
You're not heavy on your socks.
I hardly wear them, to be honest.
You wear them like to warm your feet in the at home, rather than.
Yeah.
I used to wear mine all the time, but I don't.
So that's it's quite a. I don't know. There's something about
There's definitely something about
I
merino cashmere nylon.
Yeah, and I love the Colin socks. I love the pattern. What I didn't like, I much preferred knitting the foot to knitting the leg.
Which is why you like
I like the shawl, yeah. And I'm going to knit the shawl in the sea glass alpaca.
Oh, nice.
Cashmere silk from Bridgerton.
Very nice. You're gonna unpick your.
I need to unpick it anyway because I've done too many repeats for a 2-skein Maurice.
Oh.
So I needed to unpick some.
Oh, cool. But yeah, because it's the beginning that's different. Yeah. Cool. So I have 2 more pairs of socks and a cowl. So we will go in the order of that's related to that.
Yeah.
So these I've been knitting for a little while, and last time I showed them, I'd finished both socks.
And you did
I'd finished the tube.
You did them as I was going to say, you did them as a tube, didn't you?
And then so I used this is Coop's Knit Socks in the quartz colourway, and this is a little bit of the Mondim left over from my Mondim socks, which Ruth gave me the yarn, which we match because you already knitted something like in that, and I loved it so much, but I thought it went really well with those. Yeah. So that's an afterthought heel, really and I do 2 extra rounds before I start decreasing, and that's the second one. And they sat there, and then one day I was like, just do it. Oh my god, it's like 20 minutes.
Did you use all the Coops
Yes. So I I divided them exactly, and then I knitted until I finished, and it was perfect. 60 row leg, so it's my normal 2x2 rib, 14 rounds, 60 row leg. Put some
stitch markers,
progress keepers in just to show where to cut, which row to cut on, and then finished it off and put the toe in. And I was thinking, I measured back, and it's deceiving. When you do a heel flap and gusset, I always start my toe when I get to 20.5 centimetres. So I was thinking I need 20.5, but it wasn't quite. And then I remembered that the last pair of these I made, they were too big because I just did it and tried it. I thought if they don't fit, they'll be a present for someone, and they fit perfectly.
I guess you could always do. No, you wouldn't know, would you? The toe.
No. So
but because you could have just had a shorter leg.
Yeah, you would have a shorter leg, and that's okay. But that's my normal leg. And just to quickly show our sock blockers that were made for us by Unwrapped Yarn, with our logo on. So I'm trying to come up with an idea of what we can get her to make us that we can give out at knitting shows with people if people come and talk to us. I'm trying to think of something that could actually put our logo on.
Would that fit on a progress keeper?
I think it would. A wooden one.
Yeah.
Anyway, carrying on quickly because we want to get our chicken in the oven. So last time I showed this, should I show the cowl first? Yeah. So this is the gelato cowl that I finished. That's in testing. That's going to come out at the Southern Yarn Show. So I'd had an idea that if I change the stitch ever so slightly, so instead of 2 lots of trebles all the way around, it would be 2 trebles, 2 lots of trebles.
You explain it a lot in the last episode.
And this turned out nothing like I thought it would look like. But
it's the yarn, isn't it?
Yeah, the yarn is Botanical Yarn Hydrangea Royal Surprise. And if I hold it, if you hold it there, you can kind of see the pattern, like a bit more like a baskety weave. But they are, the thing that I love about it are these groups of single crochet, or double crochets if you're English, that kind of hold it together. I don't know. It does look. It's really difficult to. Maybe I should put. I've blocked it. I should put a photograph in. But I finished it because it's a lot more rows of just double crocheting and chain.
It's not stretchy.
It's not as stretchy. It's also not as long because you
crochet each yarn.
But I haven't blocked it yet, so we'll see. But it's nice to. It's a nice length. So when you blocked it, it'll be a bit more.
Yeah.
And I've obviously got the wrong side on. I
Got the
ends in the front, but yeah. So that was just an idea that I had, and I showed it to your friend, didn't I, who's a crocheter, and she was like, oh, I love it, I love the stitch, I love the stitch. So I think I will write the pattern and see if anybody wants to test it. Although it's so similar to the gelato that I don't think. Now I know how to write crochet patterns. But I did want to put it on a sock. So I showed last time that I had started and then I realised I needed to change my hook size for the crochet bit. So I'd done about that much and I unpicked it. But very fortunate because you've knit your cuff and cast off, you don't have to knit your cuff again, you just rip back. But then I started on with the bigger hook and it is much, much better. But I decided to do the whole leg. In the back, there you can see there, it looks quite basket.
Up to your foot nose.
Looks quite basket weavy.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the pattern more in a more solid.
So this is Antique Valentine from Botanical Yarn. And I have two, I just haven't kitchen edited. So then you pick up the stitches and knit the rest of the sock like a normal sock. And
do you do the same 64?
Yeah, that pattern fits into, it's an 8 stitch repeat.
Right.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Someone's home. Yeah, so those are that's my 5 FOs.
Perfect.
Now, let's get on to whips.
Right.
I've got 3 whips, I think.
I've got 3 whips.
Oh, because I'm doing my blanket. It's a whip on my list, but I haven't done anything on it, so.
I've got 3 FOs as well. 3 FOs, 3 whips.
Should we do Simon?
Yeah.
Just quickly, because I haven't made much progress, and everyone's heard about Simon. If you're brand new here, this is one of Joe's most successful patterns, which is the Simon Shawl. He is part of the family.
I feel like your knitting is my version's smaller.
Yeah, so this is, I'm knitting mine with Knitting for Olive, which is what the original one was knitting. And I'm using Dusky Rose and Dusky Aqua and Rose Clay, I think it's called.
Yeah, and that's in the 100% merino, isn't it?
And I'm just in my second repeat of section 3. So, but you can see the blue and the pink. Oh, my mistake. Roll that over. I'm leaving the mistake. And I said to Joe, I'm going to put a progress keeper in now, so that next, because I'm going to focus on this now, so next time you can see how much progress I've made.
And mine is knitting. I'm knitting it in the sport weight, which is the Katia cotton cashmere, and it's in like a camel and a pale denim blue, and I am on the decreases.
Joe wants to take this on her holiday.
Yeah.
So we've got a while still, but you're doing really well. Yeah. That's a quick Simon update.
This is what I've been taking to split all like where
I like no mindlessness, like
where because on my other main thing I've been knitting on requires a bit more.
But having said that,
Focus.
I was when I was having my weekly chat with Maggie, I was knitting on mine, and because the Mr. Bridgerton shawl you purl on the reverse, I started purling, and then I was doing the slip stitch, and then we talked about, I stopped and we talked about something, and I went back to it and just knit. I was like, get a grip, woman. That's supposed to be the easy thing. And I just do need to show my bag, because I've transferred him into my lovely soft accents bag that I bought at Yarndale.
No,
Wonderwall.
Jackie.
She's the loveliest person.
Yeah.
Anyway, she makes these amazing bags out of this African fabric. So that was my big bag that I bought, and it's the first time I've used it. So Simon will be living in there.
Cool. And given that mine's so much bigger than yours, mine.
Yeah, because you cram everything into a small.
That's why he's creased, probably. But yeah, that's a little grey girl. And then I've got 2 more shawls.
Okay.
This one.
I've got 2 socks.
This is my one skein Maurice, which is in the Woolen Folk exclusive for 2022 from Botanical Yarn. And
You sure this isn't non-superwash?
it is non-superwash.
Oh.
4-ply non-superwash,
Right,
100% merino. And I'm trying to knit a Maurice in one skein, from one skein.
Yeah.
So
How much more yarn have you got left? And are you, which stage are you at?
I am just knitting straight,
Right.
and I'm going to knit straight until I've got 20 grams left,
And
and
then
then do the end, or 20.
lovely.
I'm going to leave myself 22, I think, 22 or 23.
we do love Maurice. And there's your little rabbit from
Unwrapped,
Yarn.
and the little teddy bear from her as well.
Oh, I want a teddy bear.
So
Might have to go and get some of those.
so this is my vanilla knitting, and it's I can just sit and do that, and I'll be adding the numbers to the Maurice shawl pattern for people who want to knit.
We've said this before, but if any makers would like to donate anything for our prizes, that would be lovely. We did hear from a lovely designer called Brenda Brayfield, who you may know if you watch Ruth Loves to Knit podcast. Ruth's knitted a few of her shawls, because she's originally from Ireland, but she lives in Canada, or her family are from Ireland, and she names them after places in Antrim Shawl and Bally something Shawl. And she's given us 3 pattern prizes for the end.
Oh right,
So
for the big.
yeah, so there'll be runners up, which at the moment is just a knitting pattern.
Yeah, and that's in my Hohi and Co. sock sack. Is it called?
Box bag.
Box bag.
Yeah. I'll just do the next shawl and I'll do 2
Oh,
socks.
right,
2
okay.
socks.
So this has been my main focus, because this will be my next test knit. Keeping it in my big boy redesigned project pouch, and this is the OG Chris. I'm on to the decreases. I'm on section.
Where are your stitch
5.
stoppers from?
My stitch stoppers are from Skull Candy, I think it's called.
Lovely.
I love them.
They're gorgeous.
Sophie needs to source some, doesn't she, for Botanical Yarn?
Yeah.
And this is the Fade Chris. I've been shown a few times. Just
It's gorgeous.
Takes
Do you think
a
this should be
while.
our thumbnail?
Could be. So the test call for Chris will be going out on Instagram tomorrow. It's going to be a Microsoft form. So there'll be a link to the form for you to fill in if you're interested in testing. There are 3 versions. So this is a lot of mohair, a lot of ends to sew in. They've all got a reasonable number of ends, although you could knit it without any mohair. So that's an option as well. I haven't done a version without mohair, but that will be an option on the test knit. So if you, because we're testing the pattern, obviously, it doesn't matter if you're adding mohair in or not. So yeah, so if you wanted to knit it just in a solid yarn or a tonal yarn.
What's your main colour?
My main colour is undyed alpaca cashmere silk, alpaca linen silk.
It's lovely.
From Yarn Undyed.
And then your minis are from Botanical
And then my
Yarn.
minis are Botanical Yarn fade that you put together.
Yeah.
And gave me. So I mean, I know that sewing in ends isn't everybody's cup of tea, but it's just part of the process for me now.
It's like she's gonna
either
give it a ponytail.
Yeah, either I wait till I've finished a section and then I sew them all in, or at the moment I had an hour or half an hour when I wouldn't have had enough time to do very much of it, so I just sewed a section in.
And so you're on the decreases now?
Yeah.
And that's your second, you started your second skein?
Yeah.
So that's fine. No, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's like a klimt. It reminds me of a klimt.
I think it looks like a work of art.
Yeah.
Even if I say so myself.
But you'll never knit another one?
Oh no, I would.
You would?
Yeah. I'd knit another one of these. Should we get a blue fade?
And then you've got two other versions which she hasn't got here.
I haven't got with me, but they're on.
Are you gonna?
We showed them on the last podcast.
But you're gonna make. When you do the test knit, you'll make.
I'm gonna finish the other two during the test.
But you'll put a picture of all.
Oh yeah.
I mean, on the promotion of the test knit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll have to see when you go on Instagram.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see. Right.
So yeah.
Zipping along. Do you want to just pop the oven on?
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about
it. Might make some noise, but.
So I have cast on. Actually, I talk about these on first. So in the last podcast, I just mentioned that I had done the very beginning of an idea for a Bridgerton season 3 sock for Cressida, but I wasn't happy with my bobbles. So I have abandoned the Yarnsmith yarn, mainly because it's too soft and my bobbles weren't consistent.
Well, there's so much about knitting which is about picking the right yarn for the task.
And it's lovely, beautiful yarn that I'm probably going to end up knitting a Simon with, even though I've bought lots of it for Simons. I also frogged my Ruthie because the yarn wasn't right and I wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't going to do it if I don't enjoy it, because you knit what you enjoy, don't you? So I frogged that, and those two colours look amazing together.
Oh,
so,
perfect.
and I think it would be a gift for someone. Anyway, I restarted Cressida in a Botanical Yarn, just her merino sock, which this is one of the skeins from the Winter Floral Box 2022.
Sorry if you can hear the fan from the oven.
Which I think it's too loud.
No, it's fine.
No,
I think it's fine.
We'll just speak up.
Yeah.
Which is this lovely kind of pale berry colour. It has got tones in it.
Can't really see. There we go.
So I've restarted it, and I've done 4 bobbles. They are perfect. So those are to represent Cressida's amazing shoulder pad that she has over the season 3. And it's got a little bit of lace as well.
Oh, perfect.
And then this little cable.
So if you really don't like bobbles, you could miss them out.
Oh yeah, you can miss them out easily. You could put a bead. You could, just miss those 2 rows out and start the lace again.
Yeah.
would be a good thing to do. The cable is a 4-row, so it doesn't, and the pattern's a 10-row, so you have to kind of work your cable out. Over 2 repeats, it's equal, and I just love the way they go from the cuff into it. Yeah, so I'll be knitting on those now. They're living in the.
Are you doing the bobbles down the foot? Have you decided?
I haven't decided. What I'm gonna do is knit the leg before the next podcast, and then we can decide. Debate it. Because I don't want to do a heel flap and gusset. Do the no bobbles on the gusset and have to pick back gusset, particularly.
Yeah.
And that's living there. They're living in my Eldenwood Crafts little sock bag, which is really cute. And then I cast on a pair of socks for my dad, even though I haven't sent him the other ones yet. I'm probably going to wait, send both. And this is just the Katia Concept Avia, AAVA. It's merino, 75% merino, 25% nylon, and it's lovely and soft. And the stripes, they're quite, apart from the cold, well, they're bold. Do you think they're bold? I think they're quite subdued, apart from the blue. Cobalt blue.
I think the blue and the
yellow,
navy, the 2 blues next to each other make it
So it's worked out really well because it was just 2 repeats of were exactly his leg.
Oh, cool.
And then I'll do the toe and the
it's
toe.
like it was meant to be, isn't it?
And the toe and the cuff are in some Botanical Yarn, I think, that was left over from maybe the Purl Facet KAL socks or something. So it's so I've done that. I just literally do this in the morning in bed with a cup of tea, and they'll be done when they're done.
Yeah.
But that's my whips at the moment. So I'm going to finish, or at least get onto the decrease assignment before I start crocheting my favourite shawl, which is what I want to do leading up to December. I want to finish it by the end of November so that I can, when I get my advents, I can focus on knitting each day what I want to make. Yeah. So that's cool. Acquisitions. In quarter of an hour, I'll be done.
So most of my acquisitions have come from Sandy Tom's D-stash.
Well, I'll just quickly show what I didn't show from what I got from Botanical Yarn, because it's only 2 things and a bag, which Sophie threw in. So Sophie gave me this bag, which I think is actually going to be a prize. Go towards. I have so many of these. They make a lovely sock bag or a one skein project. So we'll add that to the KAL for the one skein. We'll keep it nice and safe for you. And I had asked Sophie to save me a Colin sock set from her Bridgerton collection of yarns. So I've got.
It's beautiful. Look at the speckles on them.
Yeah, gorgeous speckles, and you got a fob, like a progress keeper from
and that's going to be stocks, is it? Or KAL?
I don't know, because I think it'll be socks, because it'll be beautiful, just plain socks with those different like I've knitted the samples.
I think it would be nice to put a stripe, like have the cuff in that, and then have a stripe of that and a stripe of that
top,
at the top, and then
heel in one and cut toe in the other. Yeah, that's a good idea. Because the antique Valentine socks that I knitted, I'd already knitted a sock for Sophie out of the skein, and when I weighed it, it had 80 grams left, and I only used like 65 grams to knit a pair of socks. So I was like, I'm sorted. I don't even need to use different heel and toe and cuff. And then I got a skein of the natural fluff, which is baby alpaca, merino and cotton, and it's a 4-ply, and it's 400 meters for 100 grams, and it's this. You might, if you watch their podcast, you'd have seen that they've knitted sweater. So it's Fiona who did a sweater in it, but it's gorgeous.
Did she hold it double for the sweater?
I don't think she did.
No.
She may have. But I'm going to crochet a gelato cowl in that for Christmas.
Nice.
And that is the woolen folk colour, which was, what was that? Was that the Rhinebeck? Was she at woolen folk? Yeah. That's an oldie but a goodie. May not be available now, but she might have some left.
So the two things, so I've got 3 things that weren't in Tandy Tom's D-stash.
Oh, you put the oven on?
Yeah.
I think I'm boiling.
So I've got 3 things that weren't in the D-stash.
Right.
And
Then the D-stash.
then the D-stash. So I had a look at, I was looking for lace weight yarn. Lace weight? 300 metres.
To use as edging?
I wanted to knit another Maurice.
Right.
And, or something in that vein. And I saw this on Etsy. And it came from a Lithuanian company. But I really liked it's green, but it's got these flecks of,
It's only 300 metres.
I've got 3.
Oh, you got 3.
Didn't bring all 3
Of course
with
you did.
Didn't bring all 3 with me.
Sorry, everybody.
But this is, so it's like this lovely, it's this lovely grass green, but it's got a little flecks of red and navy and teal.
It's beautiful.
I just really love that.
But it's by a company called BC
Garn,
which is not Lithuanian.
No, it's made in Turkey, the yarn. It's colour 24, 100% organic wool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So I don't actually know what
It's beautiful close up piece.
it's going to be. You know, I mean, I might even knit like a tank top.
Have you
or
knitted
something in it.
yourself a lace weight, Maurice?
Yes, I've got a grey, like a beigey grey one.
And I've got a
You've got a navy blue one. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I was watching a podcast. Lorna from Thread and Yarn, and she naturally dyes yarn. So this is 100% Corriedale sock wool, and it's called Foxglove, the colourway, and it's dyed with yarn from her garden, flowers from her garden. So I think it's madder is the base colour, and then there's little flecks.
Like she holds the flowers.
Yeah, she holds the flowers in it, and it's got little flecks. And she'd had a what do they call it?
Kickstarter?
No, a launch of her.
Oh right.
What do they call it?
Pop.
No, just like the next
An update.
issue or update. Update. She'd had an update of her yarns, and this was the last skein that was left in this. Normally she does just solids, but I saw that and I thought I really like it, so I'm going to have that.
Right.
She's got a podcast. She sews a lot. She does a lot of
What's it called, the podcast?
I think it's called Thread and Yarn.
Oh right, nice.
I will double check and I'll put a link down below. But she's based in Stroud, so she's not very far from Bristol.
Do you want to come with the chicken in? And I'll talk about this.
And then you can talk about it.
Okay. So I ordered in Gems, the little grey girls, like a pre-order for a day at the seaside, and it was a no, it just goes like that. Self-striping. Sorry everybody. That's what you get with us. If you don't, you know how we roll. The colours were taken from this material, which is beautiful, and you could choose which bag you got.
Oh, I like the gull.
Yeah, and I like the.
That was nothing like her name. What's she doing?
So that's the bag I got, which is one of her sock sacks with the nice handle on the side. And then this is the self-striping yarn and the mini. So you can see all the lovely colours from
that's so cute.
bag. Yeah, so I'm going to. And you also got a little progress keeper, which is a bucket and spade that are kind of separate, but not plain ball at the moment, not like hanging correctly. We'll sort that out. There you go. And then you've also got a tea, strawberry lemonade, bird and blend tea bag, and some white chocolate bucket and spade, I think, or fish or something. Unfortunately, it came in the heat wave, and it was the chocolate was melted, and unfortunately the tea bag was out of date on the day that I got it. So bit of a, that was a bit, not that I bought it for the tea, I didn't know I was getting a tea bag, but I did think a bit strange to send somebody a tea bag that's going to run out within a week of however long it took to get to me. I can't remember. Anyway, Strawberry Girls yarn is gorgeous, so I will be casting those on. Joe's going to take that away actually. Wind it for me,
okay.
please. I'm going to see it. Am I going to see you again? I just want to see it. But you know what I mean. When am I going to see you again?
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, that's my last, well, not my last acquisition, because there are in fact 2 of these in the house. This is Joe's, and these are Elizabeth Scarlett bags, if you haven't seen them online. And she does these amazing, they support wildlife charities a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
And obviously these are bees, which are they bees?
Yeah. I bought this, I chose this pattern for us because of Dad's love of bees.
Yeah.
And
it's a charcoal velvet,
it's charcoal,
isn't it?
yeah. And you got this wristlet with
So you
it.
could actually use it, because they're not knitting.
They're not for knitting. They're not they're
not
just
knitting
like
pouches, they're just an everyday. That's the everyday pouch, isn't
yeah.
it?
But it's perfect for
Yeah.
knitting project.
Yeah. So we both have one of those.
And they were doing an offer. You bought 2. It's like a friendship thing. If you bought 2, you and your friend could have the same, and there was some money off or whatever. But I really like it. It's like the gold is amazing.
Yeah, and it's, if you can't really see it in there, maybe you can. Beautifully.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's obviously the sheen, but it's.
And then inside is just solid black, but it's all like finished. Really
but if you like
and
kind of animal.
oh, she does some amazing.
Yeah, they do.
Designs.
I've got cherry. We've both got cherry blossoms. What
I've got
a sun.
I've got a sun design.
Yeah, I think I might have flamingos.
Yeah, so she does some big beautiful things. Have a look at Elizabeth Scarlett.
Thank you, Joe, for my bag.
And then the rest of it was Sandy Tom's D-stash. So we've got 4 skeins of this Ulan. Rachel's having those 2 because they're a bit brighter. Do you think they're a bit brighter? I think they're a bit brighter.
Yeah.
And then I'm having these 2. I think I'm probably
going to wind them.
I can wind them.
God, they're so floppy.
Mm.
A merino. 80%, 20%, and 80-20. Lovely. I think I want to just knit a garter 2-skein shawl with it, because it's a shame to knit socks when you've got 2.
Yeah.
Says the sock knitter in the family.
Yeah. Oh. But you could put one with a solid.
Yeah.
And have socks out of one and
Find one
Knit a Maggie or the new one for illustrating.
Oh yeah. Because I've been year I've been doing a lot more test knitting for you.
Love Vigilantes. Is that how you say it?
I make my glasses now. Oh yeah.
Love Vigilantes. From Ulan, and Ulan are no longer dying. And I just love their yarn.
Yeah.
So
and
blue. And then I also got 4 skeins of this.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Which is Ulan sock. which is the same as that. I don't know why it's got a different.
Is it different meterage?
400 metres.
24 or 25.
Oh,
Sock
yeah.
light. These are sock light.
Oh. And this is in the colourway Alchemy.
Which I don't understand why that didn't go. That was in her that was
Yeah.
not like grabbed
So
up.
it got reduced. I'd already bought a lot, and this was reduced.
Do you need 4?
I don't know.
Look at the speckles on that.
So I bought the 4 of these.
Oh, I love it.
You didn't want it when I asked you.
Do you know what? It reminds me of, makes me think of, like a snow fox or something. And I don't know why, but that I always get upset. It reminds me of that bit in the last Rich Dolphin book. When Bogdan helped Stephen with the fox.
Yeah.
Oh, Bogdan.
Stop it. Yeah, so there's 4 of those, and I might need a sweater. I might need that to be a sweater, but we'll see how that goes. And then I bought these 4 balls of this.
Oh wow.
Coast in the colourway Dove, which is 55 lambswool, 45 cotton. That's going to be a shawl next summer.
Lovely.
And then Sandy threw in these for me. 3 balls of Noble from Holzgarn in the colourway Berry. And Noble is 95% wool, 5% cashmere. And I've never knit with Noble.
No.
That's going to be something nice for Christmas, I think.
Yeah. Lovely.
And that's it.
Geelong. Geelong. Wool.
Don't know what that is.
No, it's lovely. Lovely. That's a lovely Christmas colour.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Sandy, for
destashing all the
I know I
beautiful
probably
yarn.
bought the most from your D-stash of anybody.
I don't know. Oh, you had a load last time, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
Anyway, it's nice when somebody you know who buys delicious yarn does a D-stash.
So we've done this in just over an hour, and the chicken's in.
Yeah.
So we didn't have worried. But thank you,
You
everybody.
should see the chaos of this table now.
Thank you, everybody. If
Can you
you've got
find
this
your
far.
drink?
Yeah, I think so. So look out for Joe's test knit next week, Chris Shawl, and then by the next episode, I hope to have written the Mr. Bridgerton pattern, and I'll be talking about a test knit then. So very exciting. Is that going to be the last time before? No, we've got 2 yarn shows before you go away.
Yeah.
Right.
Exciting.
Yes.
September's always a busy month.
Yeah. So yeah, let us know what you're knitting, what your if you're coming to the Southern Yarn Show and Unravel in September, and
We're thinking especially for this Southern, we're going to go 2 days.
Yeah.
But we're hoping that both days we'll have time to sit and chat to people. So if you are going, let us know and we can arrange.
And we were thinking
somewhere
that
to
we are
meet
thinking Saturday will be the main shopping day.
Yeah.
Not that we're going to buy loads, are we?
No. I want to look out for stitch markers. Something that I will keep forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need a single thing.
Single skein yarn or project bag.
But you know, there's always like the one that's like a special one or whatever, isn't there?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
Cool. Not cool at all.
no,
Pretty warm.
yeah, but it's lovely. It's a lovely day because next week's going to cool down a lot. So. Anyway, we are waffling a bit now.
Yeah.
So if you want a prize, let us know. Your
Did
details.
we have the Zoom since the last?
We did.
As well.
Oh yeah, thanks to everybody who joined in. So sorry this is at the end, but thanks to everyone who
Came on the
Zoom.
Zoom.
It was lovely. The time again just flew by, and
And will we do another one because
they charged me. I thought I got a free trial and they charged me, so we will possibly have one. Maybe the weekend you're here. Oh, no, we can't. Yeah, the weekend you're here, or maybe the weekend after when you're not here. It was better to do it.
it was better to do it.
Do
like
it
that.
separately, yeah. So yeah, so that would be the 30th of August. Yeah. So let us know if that's a good date for people to Zoom. We could
That's a
do
Friday night. The 31st
Oh right, yeah.
is a
The 31st
Saturday.
is a Saturday. Yeah, we've got until the 3rd of September
Right.
to have another Zoom. So maybe we could start just a little bit earlier.
Why don't we could do the Sunday night
Yeah,
of the bank holiday,
yeah, because then
and then different people might be able to come.
yeah,
And we could make it a bit earlier,
yeah,
and then, or even in the afternoon,
yeah. Let us know what you're.
because
If-
my husband's going away.
So if we
So I'm on my own.
said 4 p.m. in BST,
What
British
time is
summertime.
that? What time?
Yeah,
is
where
that in
you
other
are, and
places?
if that works out for you or not. We had quite a few Americans, and that would be fine because that's maybe if you're in California, it's 8 a.m. But you know, we would be going for a couple of hours. So anyway, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
And we'll set the date as the 1st of September.
No. The weekend before. The weekend that Chris is away is the bank holiday.
Why was I talking about the 31st?
Yeah, well, we
then?
said
Because we're going to
that.
be together. No, we're not
Yeah.
going to be together. You're
No.
going to go home.
I'm going to go home. If we do it on the Sunday,
Yes, so we've done the Sunday. The Sunday is
the 25th.
of August. Oh my goodness. Right, Joe will write it in the show notes.
Yeah.
And we will do what I did last time, put it on Instagram. Not with the code, but I'll set up the meeting.
And the code will be in the show
notes.
notes.
Cool. Got that done. Right. So, hope you all have a lovely rest of Sunday. We'll be putting this up in a minute, I guess.
Yeah, and the show
And-
notes will go up
As soon as Joe's,
soon, which will
like,
be
tomorrow morning or something.
yeah.
You'll do it tonight, won't you? And have a lovely couple of weeks till the next time we are with you.
Cool.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy knitting.